Good morning. So, we are headed into Joey's garden. Good morning, Mayhem. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook on my Urban Hippie Chick page, you'll see that I hashtag Joey's garden quite a bit. And I'll go into the backstory on Joey's garden a little later, just because I have a tendency to not make it through a video explaining what happened and where I'm at with that. But Joey was my youngest son, and see another day. Hello and welcome to Joey's garden. I think I'm going to be able to make it through this one this time after several recordings. Oh gosh, where do we start? Well, Joseph Brewer, my youngest son of 4, was diagnosed in 2020 with, for gosh sakes, with colon cancer. And this was Joey's 3rd round of cancer. He had 2 previous cancers back when he was first 5 and then again from 7. And that's when Joey lost his left leg. So this time around, he's an adult and going through treatments and doing his thing, and he did great the first year and a half. And then things kind of went downhill after that. His dad died, or the kids' dad died in November in 21, and Joey pretty much went downhill after that. Mind you, he was staying with his dad during that time, just because it was easier to get to and from treatments. And he had called me, or I had texted him, I should say, and wanted to know how he was doing. He finally called me back and told me that he needed me to come home. He wasn't doing very well. And basically, he told me he did not want to die alone. So here I am, back in Idaho, and I left within a week. My beautiful sister Jennifer loaded me up. I was over in Grand Forks, North Dakota, doing a job over there. And Jen loaded up her horse trailer, drove clear over to Grand Forks, and picked me up, loaded my stuff up, and off to Idaho we went. So after we got home and stuff, Joey and I had about a month together before he passed away. We talked about a lot of things. You know, we were always very, very hopeful that he was going to pull through this and we were going to conquer it for the 3rd time, and he was my little Superman. Well, after being home for a little, week or so, I knew that I wasn't going to have my son much longer. I think deep down Joey knew it, and, things were getting harder for him. His liver was starting to shut down, and he was very jaundiced, and his eating, had decreased, and we just had other symptoms, and we knew. But before, he passed, we talked about all the positive things that we wanted to do, if he made it through all of this craziness. And the one thing we talked about the most was really getting back to organic eating, growing our own foods, juicing, doing the things that we both knew from research that we had done that it was going to be a life-changing moment, not only for him, but I was going to partake in it as well, and just make it easier for him to live that lifestyle. Now, mind you, it wasn't that we didn't live it before, because as they were growing up, we always had a garden of some form, but you don't think about stuff like this. When we were introduced to cancer at age 5, it was that typical freak out moment that you had, and then you learn what you're supposed to be doing, and we did great. The doctors were so impressed with us, impressed with Joey, but things happen, and here we are. And so when I hashtag Joey's Garden on Facebook or Instagram, I want you guys to know this is Joey's story, and I wanted to share it with you so you guys kind of understand going forward what I have been through, what Joey has been through, and why we are here today, and why I'm introducing you to my son's garden. So as you can see through a lot of the pictures that I have on the screen, you can see that, before he died, we talked about and walked the property as much as he could about where we were going to place the garden and what we were going to do and what we were going to grow. I mean, we were both so excited about this. And, it was kind of a really great rejoicing thing in life again, because Joey was getting inspired. He was, talking about different vegetables he wanted to try, and he was all about it. And we were starting to plan the garden on paper. We were going through seed catalogs. We were looking on the online, at all the different seed vendors, and we just really had things squared away and picked out, and it was so much fun. And I think we both knew that things weren't really going to work out that way, but we were both also okay with it. And we wanted to go ahead and just continue what his wants were and what he would like to see after he had left this world. And so here you are. I am so happy to say the first year of Joey's garden was so productive. I grew so many different varieties of vegetables, and it fed so many bellies, and I knew Joey was shining his glorious star above his garden, and I could feel it every time I was out there. That was my therapy. Touching the earth with my bare hands, walking barefooted through the aisle or my paths, and watching everything grow like I did was such a blessing. This child inspired me to produce the very best garden I could in all of the years that I hadn't been gardening. Oh, we were all so blessed that Joey was here with us. Joey was so family oriented, and he was my comic. He kept me giggling, and he kept all of us just, we walked around with smiles on our face when that kid was around. He never took himself seriously. If anything, he always said, "You two-legged people complain way too much. Life is so short." I was so grateful and thankful that Joey was able to be here for his niece's birth. He got to see Miss Oakley before he passed away, and we were so grateful for that. And, you know, he was here for 5 years before he passed away. And Kane, my oldest grandson and his only nephew, you know, he got to know Joey a little bit, so he still remembers Joey when we talk about him. And, you know, I am just very grateful for it. We love family life. We love Joey so much. And, you know, we miss that bright star. I have to say, you know, there's a lot of people that I know and I have met throughout my many years of life, but there's certain people that you meet that you are drawn to because they shine so brightly. And Joey never had anything negative to say about anybody. You know, he loved everybody. And I think he understood that because he really, you know, went through a couple of his own crazy journeys, and he always understood that somebody was always going through their own process, their own trials, you know, and that they had their own seasons of life that they had to get through. And Joey he just didn't judge people for that because he understood. And the good thing about that is he helped the rest of us understand that as well. So I hope you have enjoyed the videos or the pictures of, you know, Joey and some of the family and, you know, the garden that we did and how well it grew. And so going forward, when I mention Joey's garden, I want you guys to understand this garden was planted in memory of my baby boy. But it's also a place of peace and tranquility for all that enter. And this year is going to be a magical change to Joey's gardening, and I can't wait for you guys to see what I am doing this year. The garden's expanding. We are going to be adding flower beds and whimsical features in the garden. We've moved the greenhouse, which I will have a couple videos of that process being posted here shortly. Guys, all I want to do is just welcome you to Joey's garden, and I hope you find the peace and love and tranquility that I find in my son's garden when I walk through those gates. So, from my heart and his heart, may you grow and love and feel the joy that I feel every single time I think about my son and every single time I walk into that garden. The same with you not here. Each passing day has brought much pain, but with God's grace my strength remains. I sure miss you, but heaven's sweeter with you there. Things that seem so small, but now like gold in a memory vault, I cherish every one I have of you. Now I can see and recognize the part you played to shape my life. Often see you in the things I do. In God's design and master plan, He saw the hurting hearts of man as we Thank you guys for walking down memory lane with me. I hope you guys subscribe, like the video, and I hope I get to see you guys again for the next one. Have a blessed day. May God give you strength in everything that you do, and make sure every chapter in your book is a memory someone else is going to want to read.